Broadcasting live from Subbasement 27 Studios deep in the heart of the hypercore of the Hypercube Laboratories in Orlando, Florida. This is time for the show, your weekly Hypercube Radio Ministry update with all the news that's fit to cube. Broadcasting live, I'm your host, Dr. Fox. With me in the studio tonight, producer Aster6, and on the sticks, Flux Rutenberg, and joining me via Hypercom, which you can too at timefortheshow.com. Click the Discord button. It's easy squeezy, Reverend Peasy. Say hi, Peas.
Peas? Peas?
Peas? Or are we playing this game again?
Did we scare him off?
Oh, no, it's okay. We can fix it. I got you, buddy. Always a, intermittent problem here and there with the Hypercom, but we'll,
You gotta talk into the microphone.
Checking everything.
There we go.
Oh, okay.
How you doing, buddy?
I'm doing so good. I'm so excited. I can barely control myself because, as you know, there's a couple of major things going on. First of all, this is the last show before
Ever.
our 300th show. And on that show, Vin Chuli is going to make a guest appearance. So right off the bat, that's crazy, out of control. And then I got so much to talk about X Day, and it's going to be here almost tomorrow. I can't believe how excited. We got to get on with the show,
Yeah.
Fox.
We better.
We got to go on with this show.
It's my favorite part of the show. It's Cube News, all the news that's fit to Cube. So what you been shaving off, Peas? We got the Fergan Friday shirts have been going out from packslack.com. So Scalpod posted his in the shirt earlier today, and there's more shirts going out from the pre-orders. And I'm getting ready to do. Got a whole where'd it go? I don't know where it is. Got a whole thing of Plastisol based ink, so we're gonna try a whole different run of shirts. So this is a learning process for me.
Fox,
But
let me ask you something.
Head over to PackSlack, get a shirt.
If I wanted to get a shirt, or say soap, or some other kind of sub-genius art or product or something like that, where is it I'm supposed to go?
It's really easy, Peas. You just go to your internet machine and you type in packslack.com. It's a web address that'll take you to a internet e-site where you can spend real-world money for real-world goods without having to ever set foot into the real world. It's
No.
eccentric
the machine I play-
accessories for novel Americans.
Now, can you
The machine
get a...
I play Spider Solitaire on will get me to slackpack.com to buy awesome sub-genius wares and merchandise?
Yes, but you do have to get a score of 300 on Klondike before you can.
Now, what about sandwiches? Can you get sandwiches on Pack Slack?
You know, we've been asked that a lot, and I've got an interesting question for the world, and that is, why are you ordering your sandwiches that way? You know, just stop. You
in
need
what
to get,
way?
You need to get yourself a piece of paper and a very blunt pencil, like a carpenter's pencil.
Yeah.
Fill out your order on the back of a receipt and fax it like an American should. That's we're bringing that back.
You know, the fax machine has been in existence since like before the phone.
And Thomas Edison
they
invented
had
the fax
fax
machine.
machines.
That's how they got their nudes
Correct.
around back then.
Hundreds of years old.
Did it still take as long? Or even...
A pit in Neanderthal, France was recently uncovered, and at the very bottom, next to some child's bones and some mammoth teeth,
It was an
was
R. Crumb
one of the
cartoon.
first prototype. Yeah, it was a prototype fax machine. So it's an ancient and old technology, been used for eons, actually.
And we're celebrating it here tonight. We're taking it back.
Now,
This
can
show is
you
all about the
fax- Could I
facts.
fax you, Fox?
Simile.
Could I fax Fox? Could I fax Fox to get information about X Day, or do I have some place that I can go to find out all the things about this year's incredible, exciting X Day extravaganza?
Are we moving into the X Day segment?
I'm just asking. No,
I
I'm
mean,
not.
he's
I'm moving
rushing
to a segment.
right
I'm
into
just
it.
Curious. I just want to know. I know we're going to do the segment later, But I just want to know for now if I could fax you and get that. Could I fax Fox?
Yes, you can. You can
And find
fax
out
me
the
at 321-765-FAUX.
You can fax?
You can totally fax me at that
No,
number.
it wasn't. It wasn't a crazy question then.
Wow.
was
No, it
kids?
wasn't. No, you used to be able to get me at 1234 Reverend Fox, REVFAUX, and that number still works, but you can't reach me on that one anymore.
It works, but I'm not answering it.
Well, it's actually been trunked into the Hypercom, and it's a number that's being used. I sacrificed my personal number for the greater good of Hypercube. Plus, I go by Dr.
Oh, that's
Fox
why you're
now.
the
So
doctor.
what can you do? Yeah, I'm a doctor now. You know.
You've upgraded.
Call the other number for weddings. You know. I got great
there you go.
rates. I got great
That's
rates.
get that funnel, get that sales
Ask
funnel
me about
going.
all the weddings
We
that
all
I've performed
gotta
and
have
how
our
they've
sales
turned
funnel
out just
done.
a few years later. So yeah,
How
if you,
many weddings have you performed?
you know what? After seeing as many
Like,
of
are you
them
the guy?
end the way that they did, I don't think I want to answer that question.
Listen, but
So-
But do
let me
you have
ask
a-
something,
have
'cause
you
I
done a
think
wedding?
It's a business model here.
I've got at least one. I'll admit
Let's
that. I've got
say-
one legitimate marriage under my belt,
let's say
and I mean that with quotes.
let's say you market it. Let's say you market it like this. You've got a guy, and he kind of really likes this girl, but he knows it's not going to be a long term. You know, let me just marry her, keep her happy for a couple years, then move on. Are you there, boy? Are you the guy to marry them to ensure that that plan will come to fruition?
First,
Because I think there's a
don't call
business
me
model
boy.
for that. You could be like, well, I didn't mean it in the. Let's just move on.
Yeah,
Let's
that's
say I
a
bad way.
that's a big yikes there, Peas.
I think
That's a big step
I think
of
it's
growth
just-
for
we
me.
might as well move back over into X Day because there is news and developments there.
Yeah.
And Xanthia
There are.
Octashroom was posting about it on Facebook today, and Stang, our guest of honor at X Day 2021, XXV, the 25th one, the 24th, or 26th. Why not both?
What do you want? We don't care. That's what we're calling it. You can call it Christmas.
Yeah,
We
he
don't
totally
care.
ripped on me on the website. We know Hypercube's calling it the 25th X Day. We don't know why. Probably because Dr. Fox
That-
is crazy.
He's old.
But he puts in the both. He's
Things-
like, it is the 24th X Day, and then at the end he goes, after 26 drills. So yeah, we'll call it
Yeah.
25.
What?
We'll call it. So you
what
don't
is it?
know
Right
why
in the
you
middle.
don't know why we're calling it 25. It's because it's not the
But he
27th
does!
one. When we get to 27, we're gonna do 27 like 3 years in a row.
That'll be 32.
Next year will be
Yeah.
we'll do
Bang,
that.
bang,
That'll be the Hypercube.
We should
X
just
days.
stop at 27. When it reaches the sacred, it should have stopped at 23, because when it reached the sacred number of 23, we should just call it the 23rd X Day from that point on.
Yeah, but we've passed
But-
that.
It's okay. 27 is not 23. 27 is not as good as 23, but it's still a sacred number. So I'm still fully behind. As Bob mysteriously started nodding his head in agreement
He does
behind
that.
me, as you
He
can
does that.
see, that's probably what we'll do. Or we'll do something completely different.
If we keep doing it. But I mean, this
We
is
just
it. This is
don't
the
know.
last one. We only have to do this one. We don't have to
Yeah,
worry about any others after this. This is it. This is the only one we have to worry about. And Stank's
what-
coming.
But what about the next one?
You
We're
know, we'll
going
probably
out
have
with
an
a bang.
annual celebration, kind of
There
like
won't be an next one because the Earth
we'll
will be
meet up.
destroyed.
We'll meet up. You know, we'll
Okay,
come
okay.
we'll come to the big interstellar curb of the highway across the galaxy, and we'll find the shiny pebble that Earth used to be, and we'll all just stand around. We'll just pour 40s out.
Just a little, though.
First thing
You
we'll
don't
have to
want to
do-
waste all
The
that
first
beer.
thing we'll have to do is we'll have to fly our pleasure saucers to Wisteria and pick up the old grumpy people that didn't want to come to Florida. It's too hot. I'm gonna go to Ohio in the summer. It's a garden spot.
You know,
Yeah,
I
yeah.
actually did. I
Or
went
like a
and
garbage
looked at
spot.
the last 5 years. I don't have them anymore, but I think I posted them somewhere
You have a
on
chart?
Facebook. I had a
Chart?
chart, and it was the last 5 summers and how hot it was in Land O'Lakes, Florida, and how hot it was in Ohio.
Versus and what
versus
were the results of that scientific inquiry?
Florida was usually 2 to 3 degrees hotter, but last year it was actually cooler in Florida than it was in Ohio.
Take
So
that.
the results aren't very
Northerners.
conclusive.
Fucking
yeah, it's
Yankees.
Could be
it's
cooler. Could be the same.
this
could
place
be a
has
little
this place has a pool. This
it has
place
a toilet. That's
It
listen.
flush
Let's
toilet.
focus on the important things. We have a
Did you
flush
get the
toilet.
email I sent you?
Yeah, I
the
did
bi-
get it. It was very exciting.
Did you read it?
The one that I did read it. I
I
and I
doubt
got
it.
your references about people not reading it. But if you were on the honored list of people that got this email and just Argus Fox, I'm not reading that, then you've done yourself a disservice, because the information that was bestowed within that correspondence was some of the most important information that you'll receive in the entire year of 2021, because that information was everything that you needed to know
Yep.
to participate in this year's extraordinary extravaganza that we're calling X Day 25.
Yep.
And if you didn't read that email, I got nothing to say to you,
Yeah.
because you're going to be, please, how come I can't go the next day? I didn't know that you had to talk to Argus Fox and make a reservation at Land O'Lakes and if you didn't reserve. And then we like, hey, we sent an email out, and you
Peas,
chose not
peas.
to read the email.
There's a and it's lengthy, but it comes down to you have
It
to
is.
RSVP.
Filled with information.
Yeah,
Well,
it's
well,
Filled
how-
with
And there's
information.
not, and I didn't put everything in there. There was still a lot more I could have put in there, but it was a giant email. It was a giant email.
Now I've had some problems RSVPing or whatever you call it.
How so?
I don't know where to go, Fox.
Why, it's super easy. You go to hypercubego.com, and it says right there for X Day information, click here.
Oh, okay.
You
And then
just-
I just click
and you
there.
just click that.
Okay.
And what it says is that if you want to RSVP, you need to email Dr. Fox.
So all I need to do is
Wait a
just say, "Oh, look at me! I'm."
Because people
Reverend
were saying that
so-and-so.
online earlier, and they're like, well, I can't find where to RSVP. I can't find it. Well, first off, I don't want you to find it. This is not a big public fiesta for you all to come
It's
and...
not Rainbow Family.
Yeah,
It's not Rainbow Family.
You're not invited. Nobody is
Don't
invited.
come.
Sorry.
Well, we
And
got all the people we want to come.
so if you want to come, you need to ask.
Yeah.
And then we vet you. And if you're cool, we put you
There's
on
a
the
vote.
list. We put you on the list. And there's 43 out of
Secret
50 RSVPs, 43 of them have confirmed. And
I heard, listen, I don't know if you want me to say this on the air, but I heard there's the potential. There's the potential if we sell out these 7 spots this week, there's the potential that they will let us reserve a small extra amount for the latecomers. But it's not guaranteed. Is that true? Is that rumor true? Or is there any
we have a
validity to
cap.
that? Or is this the last 7?
I've announced this morning that this is the last time I'm going to increase the cap, because we're at the last 100 days on Earth. I think we're 102 days away. So for the last 100 days on Earth, we've opened it up to 100 subgeniuses. And
Oh,
we're
that's
already at half capacity. So if you go to the Subgenius website at subgenius.com, it says that we're limited to 50. And we bumped it up to 65, and because so many people have shown interest, and we got people flying in, we have somebody coming in from Africa. We have people coming down from Canada. I think someone's coming in from Hawaii.
How exotic.
We've got people making this trip in, and then of course just all across the country there is a ride share board.
I gotta stop you.
I gotta push. I
This
gotta
is
no
not
no.
a
I
trip.
gotta push.
It's not
this.
a trip. It's the adventure of the lifetime.
That's
what it is.
absolutely
It's the
Put it in
last-
perspective.
It's the last adventure you'll ever need.
If you're looking for a ride, we've started the ride share thread on the event page, and there is a link to that in the
Can't
email
get
that I
more.
sent today.
So people will just
Can't get
meet
more
up
official.
and is it like a Lyft service or is it just
No,
like
this
a-
is people that are coming to X Day and have an open seat in their car,
Oh, okay. Okay.
so you can ride down and get to
It's
the
an old
campground.
tradition that we've done for many years. As a matter of fact, we've had people that when they left X Day one year, Fid went back to Texas with Animal. You just don't know what happens when you get involved with the rideshare aspects of the
Mhm.
pleasure saucer. You might have your own pleasure saucer and have it tucked into the tractor beam of somebody else's pleasure saucer, because as we destroy the Earth and the pinks, you might want to hang out with your pal for a while before you get into your own pleasure saucer. All of these options are going to be available to you if only you'll take the adventure of a lifetime and come to Land O'Lakes, Florida, and party and do X Day.
I do a big line of X Day
Mm-hmm.
right off the tip.
I can't
Just
wait.
powder
I
it
have
right
it
on.
right
That's what that's really the big push with this week's Cube News. So you've got 100 days. You've got just
I'm
over
moist.
3 months, and so that's plenty of time to find a ride or
Hey,
Oh yeah.
Ask
didn't a
for-
lot of
ask-
people recently get some extra money from the government?
some people.
Like people
Oh.
who normally couldn't do adventures,
Yeah.
they now got this great little chunk of change. Like, hey, I can go to Land O'Lakes, Florida. I can go to X Day. I can rant. I
Yeah.
can be there with my brother and sisters because the government gave me some free money.
And it's like
heard
$125
that
for 3 days.
Spend it
The-
before the world ends, and then the joke's on them.
That's
The
a night.
None
government-
of that money's going to be good. If you wait till February 6th to spend your stimulus, you're going to look pretty stupid, my friend.
Yep. You heard it here first.
Pretty stupid.
Yeah, there's
Yeah.
plus there's RV parking,
RV. So you can road
so you
trip
can
it down
totally
here.
glamp while you're here.
Oh, that's nice.
And the
I'm gonna
land
get
of
one of those
Id, I'd
banana
like to
boat
remind
thongs.
everybody that the land of Id
Clothing
is
optional.
sub-genius owned, and so
Yep, and
it
it's clothing
will
optional.
be transported onto its own Galaxy class saucer.
I have a question. Are we going to have matching Hypercube banana sack thongs for the Hypercube people?
I don't think we'd want to get
Because
them.
I think
Well,
Yeah, there's
matching
a
in
little
what aspect?
cube
Like
on the
in
front.
like color
Like maybe
scheme or
color scheme, the lettering, like maybe we would have numbers on our hammock part of the thong so we would know our order,
Uniform
our
banana
pecking order.
hammock.
Hazel's coming to X Day. She's
Yeah.
gonna love it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Scalpot's
it's gonna
coming
be
to X
awesome.
Day.
Everybody
Scalpot's
is
gonna be there?
coming.
Dr. Ghoul's coming to X Day. Everybody's coming to X Day.
Dr.
Who,
Ghoul's
who
coming.
else is
Everybody's
coming to
coming
X
Day.
Day?
Well, out of the list of people coming, they've sent me a lot of this, I imagine, in confidence. So unless they're
okay.
listing themselves as
Yeah.
performers,
It's
Well,
a
what about
performers,
Caller
we're not gonna
23?
disclose it.
Caller 23 is coming and will be performing. He
Okay.
demanded a 30-minute slot.
Is he doing his show on Free Think Radio just live, or is he just
I have no idea
the
what he's
ramblings
planning, and
of
I think
Carla
when he told me that
23.
he wanted me to book it, he didn't even know what he was planning.
Oh, that's gonna be
Do you
fun.
But I
know-
guarantee
he
by now
reminds
it's
me,
working
If,
into
if we were the
something
Marx Brothers,
insane.
if we were the Marx Brothers, he would be Zeppo. Because Zeppo was in the first couple of Marx Brothers movies, and he was actually one of the funniest people in the movies. But for whatever reason, when they really took off, Zeppo was no longer in the movies, and it was just the Marx Brothers. So it's a chance for you to see, if we were the Marx Brothers, RC23 would be our Zeppo, and this is your opportunity to see Zeppo Marx, in person at X Day. I just don't know what else you people need to hear.
It'll
I'm
also be the
surprised
first
that
time that there will
as
be a
we've
time for
talked
the
about
show
it-
with Peas, Fox, and Fid at the same place.
Oh yeah,
Yeah, that will be
Oh.
the first time we've done the show all together
that's pretty neat.
at the same time.
All in the same area.
And Negative at Night's going to do a show.
Oh, that's gonna be
There's
fun.
going to be, on Friday night, there's the Fergan Friday Jam, which is going to be all Doctor music.
Is he just gonna be DJing or
No,
what's the
no,
deal
no.
there?
It's going to be the open jam all
Oh,
Friday
oh,
night.
okay,
And we're
all
going to
right, cool,
broadcast
cool.
that on Free
That's
Think
and if
Radio.
you've never done the open jam, if you're even a modest musician, it's the most fun ever.
Well, you know
you'll
me,
you'll
Pease.
improve your music game, and
And Saturday,
best there
Saturday
is.
we'll have the first sets of like Anna Barnes
I
and
gotta
Danny
figure out how to
Feedback.
get my.
Oh,
I
we're gonna
gotta
have the
figure out
Not
how
a
to get my
Rave.
bass there.
Now, when's
I gotta figure out
TTN
how to get my
playing?
bass there.
TTN and Rubik's Cube and Trotsky's Water Cooler. I think that's the. I didn't check with him if that's the act name he's using.
Okay.
But
I'm waiting for Penn to call me. Penn has shown some interest. He said he'd let me know. So it's a good chance he'll show up. Same with Stephen Corbett. He's, as most people know, has shown up at most X days. didn't go last year, but did participate virtually. And we don't like to put pressure on him. I mean, we have the biggest celebrity the church needs, which is Reverend Stang.
He's coming.
But
He says he's coming.
He's confirmed coming, and it will
He
be
did
mine
put on the
is-
website he's going to Florida.
He has no interest in going to Ohio. It's too hot.
Who's going to pick him up at the airport? You want to do
I'll
it?
get him a limo. I'll get him a limo or something.
Oh,
Only
baby.
the finest.
He drops that on the show. Pease, I thought you had some big X Day news.
Yeah, man.
Well, I'm excited for it. I think that
That's his news.
If people haven't realized
This
that,
is it. This
I'm
is the
excited.
final push. We got 50
Yeah,
more
the final
slots
push.
available. We can double what we have now. So
And I was just telling.
if you were thinking about coming, don't think. And just RSVP.
Yeah.
Email drfox at
First
gmail.com.
First principle. And this is the thing. In all the years that X Day drills have taken place, the reality is there was a big, we're moving from Bushwood to Astoria, but it was basically the same venue, okay? What happened at Bushwood kind of happened at Astoria. There's reasons why they don't go to Bushwood. It doesn't really matter. What you need to understand about this thing is much like last year's, which was a completely different venue. X Day has never been envisioned and
Nope. Ever.
manifested in itself like this ever before. We sat around and we said, what are the problems with X Day? And we said, well, I don't want to seem like a baby, but if I go into the TARDIS after Lenny, then I might pass out and die because there's fucking 4 weeks of garbage and shit in there.
I'd like to
These are
point out.
flush toilets.
These are flush toilets.
This is a
When
nice
we
venue,
swam in
yeah.
the pond, in Wisteria, when you get out of the pond, there's this coal oil because it used to be like some kind of coal mine or something that this
Oh, yeah.
water's in. And it
Ohio's
takes
extremely
it's like an
polluted.
hour to get that stuff off. Whereas at Land O'Lakes, we're gonna have a chlorinated, wonderful pool. There might even be naked ladies. There might not be, but there might be.
There'll be a naked peas.
There's a
that's
hot
for
tub
sure.
too. Nothing
I'm
like
gonna
a
wear a
hot tub
hammock.
on a
I'm
summer
gonna
night.
wear.
You're not going-
one of those. I'm gonna wear one of those G-string hammock thongs like the strippers in New Orleans.
You're not going free hanging at all.
No,
You
I'm
don't
married.
want a
I don't want the
sunburn
girls.
on your
I,
dingle
I
dangle.
don't want people to
I mean,
get excited and think, "Oh, that's a piece of peas. I can slice that off if I want."
Peas.
So I think by keeping the hammock thong on, it'll the banana sling, whatever terminology you might use.
If
I think that's going to be a clear-cut sign to the ladies and some of the fellas. Yeah, Peas isn't cruising this weekend, kids. Peas is here to perform, get on his pleasure saucer, and wreak havoc across mankind. That's why Peas is going, but he'd like to be comfortable before the saucer gets there. So I'm going to Land O'Lakes where they got real flushing toilets and a cement swimming pool.
A pond.
You
Cement
know-
pond. God, I fucked it up.
I know you did.
Yeah, it's fine.
I'll
Same
throw
thing.
that one to you. No, sorry. There's a little nomenclature just a little bit before your time. Before my time. It was in reruns when I got it.
Well, that was
There
the
we
best part of the show we've ever had.
That was
Yeah,
the
that,
best
that
part
was
of the show.
peak. Now it's all downhill from here.
No, oh no.
No?
No, we got
We're
plenty
at
of more
base
show
camp.
lined
Base
up.
camp
Oh,
1.
okay. Okay.
We're pushing up to base camp 2, and then we're going to go for the summit of the show.
Okay.
So let's take a break here at base camp 1. Take a smoke, take a vape, have a little drink of your rum and coke. Maybe go to the bathroom, kids, because when we come back after Aster 6 tells us this band name, we're going to tell you the band name, and then we will leave base camp 1, and we will continue our summit to the peak of time for the show. Aster 6, what's our band for this week?
That's a good one. That's actually a really good question, Peas. What is this week's band name? We didn't. Out of everything that we
Nope,
prepped for
nope,
tonight,
nothing.
we didn't pick out a band name.
I got a band name.
What's the band name?
What is
You ready
it?
for it?
No.
What do you got?
Ready.
All right. Okay. All right. Just give me a moment.
You gotta have
No.
one. You can't
That's
say
the
that
band
and then
name.
Give me a minute.
That's the band name.
Give me a
just,
moment.
just give me a
Okay.
moment.
Is that
Is it a
GIMME?
band?
Give me a moment.
Sure.
Is it a band?
Yeah.
Give me a moment.
No,
and we'll tell
no.
you if Give
The
Me a Moment's a
proper-
band
the
right
proper
after
Give
this
Me a
commercial
Moment.
break.
You lucky so-and-so you.
All right, I'll put it in. I guess we'll find out if "Give Me a Moment." I'll
Is a
spell it
band.
out in the chat.
We'll find it. We'll be back after this break. This is Rubik's Cube and Nate Marks shooting dogs at the Third World Disco.
Next.
They're running loose! While hounds are in the village! They're fighting the beggars! They're humping the lepers! They hump the limb right off the leper! As if the famine wasn't enough! As if the pestilence wasn't enough! They went and entered the disco! Down more! In the smoky glitter, the dancers scatter, the rhythm that tear, the dogs that despair. Down boy! A disco ball dangles from the screams of strangle, reflected from every angle. The flies and blood soak up, second-hand polyester jumpsuits. Someone please, down boy! To the hounds! Pumps and rounds! DJ kill that sound! Where the portent's gone is never to be found! He left his hungry children in limbo! Shooting dogs! And the third world destroyed! Shooting dogs! And the third world destroyed! Shooting dogs and the third world disco and the third world disco. Down boy! Down boy!
Got some shout-out music. You're listening to Time for the Show, broadcasting live on freethinkradio.com and simulcast at youtube.com/hypercubego. The show is brought to you by the fine folks over at Freethink Radio who throw their backs into it for your sake. So head on over to freethinkradio.com and check out a new show every night of the week. What the fuck did I just show on Sundays? Time for the Show on Mondays. The Shit Show on Tuesdays, the Short Bus on Wednesdays, Negative at Night on Thursdays, Bergen Fridays, and Saturdays, Elvis Martini's Big Hangover. And of course, don't forget that you, yes, you, are a filthy degenerate, and only you can do something about it. And that's why you need to pick up Triology soaps. These beautiful soaps are crafted by the hands of Master Yetis and forged in goo. Really cool goo. So go over to packslack.com today and pick up your box of Triology soap. That's packslack.com, the new home of Triology Soaps. And of course, it's my favorite part of the show, time for the shout-outs. This is where we thank everybody for helping us out. That's like Bob South Brother, Other Michael Marcus, Martha Artho, over at Big Radio, Dr. Trenchy, Agent Lloyd, Negative at Night, Long Dead, Scalpod, Hazel of the Windmills, Cal Sloth, Caller 23, Reverend 80, Cosmac, and Apostasy X Fenord. So if you want to be like these cool people and do something, then head over to patreon.com/hypercube. Get yourself a shout out starting at the $5 level for weeklies. Alrighty, that takes us to my favorite part of the show. It's the Pizzo box where we answer your actual letters to Peas at email at timefortheshow.com. All right, Peas, are you ready for the mailbag?
Let's do it. Open the mail.
All right. Dear show, when did knickers become panties? I seem to remember everyone used to refer to ladies' underwear as knickers, but now it is panties. So what happened to knickers? Is this yet more Americanization?
I think I got this one.
Okay.
Knickers aren't sexy. Knickers aren't sexy. Simple as that.
Not with that attitude.
That's spoken like a true boomer right there, Peas. Now, I bet you remember bloomers.
Yeah, don't get your bloomers in a knot, Peas.
Yeah. I mean, panties just seem more 21st century. They seem sexy. They're cool. Knickers, bloomers, that's grandma stuff, man.
But here's the thing, man. Knickers is unisexual. So
well,
is it?
Well, anything's
Like,
unisexual
think
if
of
you're
this
not a
thing.
bitch.
I want you
Knickers
to
on a
step
boy?
back into the
You
movie.
don't put
I
knickers
want
on
you
your
to step
boy,
back in
Peas.
the movie Deliverance. And in the movie Deliverance, the guy's like, "You take them knickers off. I want to hear you squeal like a pig." See, it doesn't have the impact that you take them panties off. When the guy's clearly not wearing panties, he's wearing tighty whities.
Well-
So you know that weird rapist hillbilly has got something wrong with him when he's calling them tighty whities panties, when really knickers would have been okay. And
Well-
probably just as sexual.
Well, tighty whities aren't sexy. So they're
Not with that attitude.
No, I think
Eh.
Bryan Cranston kind of proved it. They're not sexy.
yeah, no, that is a,
No, I've seen enough DVD covers to
Ooh.
last me a while.
Breaking Bad.
Breaking boners.
Can we say that on the radio?
Not anymore.
Mm.
Hopefully, no. We're gonna
Not
ban it
anymore.
right now. All right, next email. Peas, this is a good one. This is a philosophical question.
Ah.
Oh boy. Did you see the Triology soap with the Dobbs head on it? Did you know we have those? The Slack pucks, or
Oh,
at
they're so-
packslack.com. They're so cool.
You would be surprised where I've put Bob's head. Or the pipe.
Dear show, to man, space and time and math is real and logical. But what to God? I used to think God, a metaphysically necessary being, used to exist within some form of space and time. Something being that of man, though. But I asked a Q about how God is timeless. I tried to say his cognition is a series of events which could be measured in time. And a theist said his eternally is timeless. That when it was just him. Before he create the construct of time and space, for other minds. He was always in the present. No beginning and no past and no end. But with a future. And I still don't quite understand. In this reality that houses man, math is real and useful. It is an absolute, at least. The math we have discovered is. I kinda believe there are forms of math that just haven't been discovered yet. Maybe why certain problems in physics are hard to solve. Anyway, God can seemingly do the impossible and or illogical. He is transcendental and omnipotent, so nothing should be impossible for him, right? Like that stupid question about a heavy rock. He could make it so that relied on muscle to not be able to lift it, just to then use his omnipotence to lift it. Doesn't seem hard to figure out, but maybe I'm wrong there. But what I am trying to ask, in an oh so incoherent and illogical way, yes, I do realize that, when God created this physical space, the temporal space, he could very well have created an extremely large space while inside that seems to be small on the outside. This would appear to be warp space, like a black hole.
Where's the next chapter?
I think we have to. Yeah, we have to get on Reader's Digest for that.
Jesus.
There's a paywall.
God, that's a
This is
mouthful.
what comes. This is what comes from excessive
Don't say
Facebook
come.
posting. This kind of
Oh, the
prattle
paragraphs.
really denotes a serious underlying problem with the writer of this tome, which is that he posts on Facebook too much and he thinks too much about things and he does all this thinking about God and what does God think and can God do this and can God do that? And let me ask you, fellas, what cardinal rule is this guy breaking? Why is he so confused and so unhappy about these questions? Do you know why? The Peas knows why.
Why,
Because
Peas?
he hasn't learned not to think. He hasn't embraced don't think to the point where these kind of questions don't come up. And this is I have sat here year after year, decade after decade expounding on the principles of hypercubism and its 4 simple tenets. And the first tenet is don't think. And then you have the audacity to send the proponent of the most awesome philosophy that's ever been bestowed upon man, that has solved countless problems for our society and our culture.
The
And you have
recipe
the
for a Crystal
audacity
Burger?
to send me a letter about thinking about things and expect a serious answer. Your answer's been given and said a million times, sir. Don't think. Good day to you.
All right.
I
dear
said good day, sir.
Dear show, Leo the 13th issued an order that anyone talking about Jesus' foreskin would be immediately thrown out of the church. What is your opinion?
Well,
I say
I would
don't
hate to get rid of my-
don't
I
go
would hate
tugging
to
where
get rid
rubbing
of-
ain't wanted.
I would hate to get rid of my friendship ring that Judas Iscariot gave me. So, you know, I'm for the foreskin. It makes a nice ring
Pro
after
foreskin.
2,000 years. It's almost like a wood.
You know,
So a lot of people think it's just like a turned piece of wood ring, but it's really Jesus' foreskin. And it's one of the ways that you can denote I'm the Peas. Most Peases that you see throughout the millennium will have the foreskin of Jesus on their wedding finger.
they're Gentiles, is what you're saying.
Genitals.
Oh,
Wow,
there.
well
Yeah,
played.
thank you.
Well played, Club.
Got it.
Well
Nailed it.
played.
There's one for tonight.
See,
In the
I'm
bag.
anti foreskin.
Your hentai foreskin?
Yeah.
Yours is all blurred out and pixelated?
Yep.
It's time for my favorite part of the show. It's where we find out whether or not that was a band or not.
Oh, good.
So the band name tonight is Give Me a Moment, which, to be surprisingly, I kind of believe that is a band name. Probably even Can I Borrow a Moment? Peas, what do you think about Give Me a Moment? Don't think about
I
it.
think it's contrived. It's not a band.
Oh, really? He's such a downer,
I think
Peas.
it's weak. I think Flux.
You're just trying to give me a
that
point.
fucking-
You're just trying to give me
Flux
a point.
is all like the kid at school right before we go out to recess or go home for the day. Your teacher, you didn't give us homework. And it's like, oh, I've got one. Give me a minute. Oh, that's it. Come on.
Hey,
We're
no,
doing professional radio here.
Hey, man.
No one was fooled,
You
Flux.
didn't have anything to
It's
No one
called
was-
thinking on your feet, Peas, which I don't think you can do.
Because you don't.
'Cause I
think.
don't
'Cause I
think,
don't
fucker.
think. Yeah, there we go.
It's don't thinking on your feet.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's what
I
it
don't
is.
think on my
And you
feet.
did it real
We
quick.
know.
I just. So,
That's why I'm the prophet of hypercubism, man.
is it,
We could afford you.
So I have a result for Give Me a Moment.
You'll have to get just a little bit closer.
All right, and awkwardly leaning. So yeah, we have a result for Give Me a Moment.
I said yes. P said no. What did you say, Flux Rutenberg?
well, I guessed it, so I can't say
Oh no,
right.
you can guess it.
Oh, yeah,
You don't know
it's
the
a
answer
band.
either.
It
it's
is
a band.
It is a band. All right, two against one here. So what do you got, Aster 6?
All right, I can now reveal that Give Me a Moment is not a band.
And you know how I knew that? I knew that because the wooden foreskin of Jesus' ring told me.
It is
Do you ever have
several
to
songs.
clean your finger with a Q-tip?
Well, I mean, the game isn't,
The game is not. Is it a song?
Yeah.
So Yeah, unfortunately, that does not count.
No, I'm not British.
Thank God. Praise Bob. All right, it's on to my favorite part of the show. What is a favorite?
Hey, wait a minute, I got something to say. How would you like to be a chicken? You're all turned on by that English accent, and then right when you're ready to do the deed, you're like, "What the fuck is that?"
Yeah.
It makes the whole accent sexiness go away. You're like, "Oh, what is that thing?"
That's the
They
Downton.
do not look like that in America, my friend.
That's
It's
the
the naked
Downton on the
mole rat.
Abbey. That's the
I
old.
thought I'd like the accent, but I'm gonna tap out for this.
I'd like to thank Elvis
Don't
Martini
care for sweaters.
this week for organizing the fundraiser to get the new cooling system for the HyperCore. We were actually able to simulcast tonight without any situation
Yeah, no one's
whatsoever.
reporting any problems,
And
are they?
we're coming in loud and clear. Did the sound checks today, and this additional cooling unit that we've been able to install has definitely
Pylon
done. So we'd like to
17B for
thank
those-
Elvis Martini
those
for
working
all
at
of his
home.
hard work
Pylon 14.
on organizing the fundraiser to get more money into Hypercube. And we thank you for that. You can always send your money to paypal.me/DocFox. All right. That's my favorite part of the show.
Yeah,
That's it. Peas. Now we were talking before the show.
We were talking, and I
Yeah.
said we got to put a stop.
We got to put a stop to it. Now there was something that we were talking about that I believe that I was supposed to write down and bring back up later. Peas, do you remember what that was?
Me and Flex Rutenberg had mushroom stories.
Oh
We
yeah,
were gonna tell our mushroom stories.
yeah.
Sounds
And we
like
didn't want to talk about it too much because we were worried that we would tell such good mushroom stories before the show that our mushroom story during the show would not have as much what's-a. So
water.
What's that?
Oh,
Let's-
I don't know what
Let-
it is, but I'm liking it. I'm riding with
I think
it.
it's an energy drink.
you do your mushroom story first.
Okay.
Because he wants to top it.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's quite the showman.
That's true.
No, so JR comes by to the new place, and he goes, "Hey man, check out this chocolate bar," and he pulls it out, and he goes, "This has reduced or synthesized rather psilocybin in it," and he was explaining to us the dosage. He said he recommended taking quarter of the bar, right? Well, big brain idea. Eat half the bar.
Yeah, that sounds like the right,
Right.
thing.
Oh
That's like what I
man.
would have done.
Yeah.
I would have done that.
Well,
Absolutely.
about 45 minutes in, you start feeling the hum of the universe.
Yeah.
You are
Quarter
one.
bar. That's for pussies.
Oh man, no, that is great. But then 2 hours hit, the colors hit. You're watching the TV and you think you're gonna fucking die. It was intense, to say the least.
So what
And
did
this
you
is
what did you do during your
synthetic.
trip?
Oh,
did you
We played a little music, you know.
Macrame? Did you do any macrame?
I don't know what macrame is, so no.
How about tie dyeing? Did you tie dye any shirts?
I
or
didn't
anything?
tie dye anything. Honestly, it was pretty boring. But holy shit,
That's the magic. That's the magic of psychedelics. Is the
It
most
felt-
mundane things just feel amazing.
I felt like I
Like
was
you start
gonna
shuffling
die.
around your house, and then you found that you've actually started like throwing stuff in the garbage can.
Yeah,
and
you're cleaning. Why is it that every major clean you do is when you're on psychedelics?
Yeah. What'd you do?
You should do
what'd
it
you when you
before.
were- What'd you do when you were tripping? Oh, I took a 4-hour shit and stared at the bathroom floor.
You
Is
know,
that your mushroom story, Peas?
No, I got a good mushroom story, and it involves you a little bit, Dr. Fox, and some bad advice that you gave me.
Oh, okay.
So
I don't
but I'm
believe
sure you
that.
did-
I'm not known for
I'm
bad
sure-
advice.
I'm sure
I'm-
you didn't mean it. I think that you just forgot one important aspect about my physiology. If you recall, a few weeks ago, I had come across some shrooms, and I was confused as to I don't really like the body high
Give me
and
some
the
of that
chewing
chocolate
of
bar.
them.
yeah.
And I asked a lot of people on the Facebook and in in the crew and whatnot. What would they do? And I had read about this thing called Lemon Tech, and we'll talk about that later, okay? But Lemon Tech was, and I explained it to Fox. I'm like, you take some concentrated lemon juice and you grind up your shroom and you put it in this lemon juice for like 20 minutes, and then you squeezed all the lemon juice with cheesecloth out of the husks
All
of the
these
shroom, and
extra
all of
steps.
the stuff has gone into the acid lemon thing, and you just throw that back like a shot. And Fox says, don't do that. Don't do that, Peace, because I've tried all those things and they don't work. That's just bullshit.
Yeah, it
You'll
sounds like you're
wait.
wasting your shrooms.
So right, but what he tells me to do, he says, what I do
Don't worry.
what
my
I
rebuttal
do
is coming.
is I make a piece of toast and I put some peanut butter on it, and I just put my shrooms on that, and I eat that. So
Okay.
I'm camping. I'm doing research on the pylons that have been discovered in the Lake Mead recreational areas we've talked about on the show in the past. But I'm out there exploring the pylons, and I decide, Fox is a doctor,
I am.
and he did come up with the tenets of hypercubism.
Mhm.
So
Smart
Really
guy.
smart
I've
guy.
got some
Smart guy.
I've got some trust there with him, but I don't really have a toaster. So what I do is I take some bread, some like white bread, and I put a big thing of peanut butter on it. And I think this is a problem because I think the toasting of the bread is actually a super critical part of being able to do this. And then I put the mushrooms on it, and I put jelly on the other bread, and I'm thinking I'm just gonna have a peanut butter and jelly sandwich, and I'll be fine.
Yeah.
But here's the problem. I've got, as you guys know, I had a lot of dental work done in the last year. So I have an upper plate and a lower plate. I've only really got like 5 teeth left in my head. And I didn't realize this before I started eating the white bread peanut butter sandwich that my mouth was no longer physically able to eat a peanut butter sandwich. So as I'm trying to choke this
Poor
down,
peas.
it's my worst nightmare. The peanut butter is sticking, my teeth are like falling off, and the big chunks of mushroom are getting under the
Ugh.
dental thing. And it's just so I'm swallowing big gulps of beer trying to get the peanut butter bread glue with mushroom in it down my throat, and eating the sandwich then became like this almost because you gotta finish eating it. It's got your shrooms
Yeah,
on it.
man.
You
Yeah.
can't waste your shrooms. And so eating the sandwich that way, eating the shrooms that way was so hard and took so long. It made me feel so shitty because then I had this big peanut butter bread jelly shroom mass in my belly, and my belly was like, I don't know what you expect us to do with this shit. I'll keep it down here as long as I can, but you're an idiot. So that being said, and I really didn't get off on those shrooms. The other night, I told my guy, I'm like, because they were like, here, dude, just try these out. What do you think? And I told him, I said, dude, I kind of thought they were bunk. So the next day, he says, come over to my house. I have a 1/4 ounce here of the best shrooms you've ever had. And I'm like, dude, I just might be done with shrooms because it's so much easier to put a little piece of paper in your mouth
Yeah,
or whatever
yeah.
and just be done with it and not have to go through this process. But he says, no, they're free, Peas. I feel bad. So I go get them, and I'm like looking at them, and they look good, and they're bruising, but they're super dry. And again, I'm like, when you're, like when you're 20 and you're doing shrooms for the first time, you don't care what they taste like. You don't care if it takes an hour to chew them up.
Well,
You
yeah,
got
you
good
just
teeth.
rough
You
it
got a
out.
good constitution. You're excited to be doing psychedelics. You're ready to go. When you're my
You're not
age and you've
excited,
done
Pete.
a
Yeah.
lot of psychedelics, you just want to get to the fucking trip. And the fucking aspect of eating these fucking mushrooms can sometimes be tedious. And you also know, because they're cellulose, they don't digest very well in your body. So they kind of sit there. And a lot of times it takes almost till you're peaking to get over not feeling bad because you ate all those fucking dried shrooms.
I think.
So anyway,
Sorry. Go ahead.
I decide that I got these shrooms. Let me grind them all up. I buy gel caps because if I'm going to do them this time, I'm going to do the gel cap method. I'm going to grind them all the fuck up, put them in some gel caps, and
Yeah.
I'll do it that way.
I've
All
done
right,
that.
that's gonna that's
That
the fucking
seems
way
go-to.
of doing it.
That's
yeah.
what
That's
I'm
how
gonna
you do
do.
it and go to a theme park.
So here's the thing. I buy the gel cap thing to make the gel caps with, and the gel caps, and I get it all together. But when you're done grinding this stuff up, when you grind mushrooms, they make like a vapor almost of dust and shit
Yeah,
that comes
spores, dude.
Spores and
You gotta
mold,
keep
yeah.
Yeah, so you gotta keep the
Surprise.
top on it. So when you're all done,
You just stood
making
over
your
a
gel
blender
caps-
hitting pulverize.
That's
Yeah.
how you
Yeah.
start
there was this
tripping.
like
You can
there
breathe
was this
this.
like residue. There's this residue all in my grinder and on some of the tools I use. So I said, you know what? Fuck it. I'm gonna just grind all this residue into a little shot glass, and I want to say at most, this was a 1/4 gram, maybe a 1/2 gram of dust. And I think that's crazy to say it was even a 1/2 gram. I really think it's crazy to say it was a 1/4 gram. It was the dust from the grinder and a couple of little tiny slivers of stems that didn't grind up and didn't go into the gel caps. So, I mean, literally like a thumb size worth, like a capsule worth, maybe 2 capsules, the O size gel caps worth of mushroom material. Most of it granulated, just powder. I
Okay.
put it in the concentrated lemon thing. I'm gonna do the lemon ticks. I'm like, you know, it's not that I don't distrust Fox, but the peanut butter thing almost made me sick. Nothing worked. Let me just see if this works. I was gonna throw this shit out anyway. So I put it in the thing. I use a little bit of orange juice for most of it, and the bigger pieces I put in some lemon juice. Now let it sit for about 20 minutes. I pushed it all through a coffee filter and squeezed it out. Put like a 1/2 teaspoon of sugar in it and took it down like a shot. And I thought, I'll be fine. You know, it's just bullshit. It was such a small amount to begin with. It wasn't 20 minutes later that I'm like, and I'm on call for work, okay? I'm thinking I'm gonna just be microdosing. I'm on call for work. And about 20 minutes in, I get that permagran. I still got this body thing going on, but I didn't eat any of the cellulose fiber. It's just that body thing that comes on when you start to do shrooms anyway. And, you know, about 3 hours later, I wasn't tripping hard, but I had that good vibe that comes from shrooms that, hey, let's listen to some music. Things start to dance or get a little fuzzy around the edges. And it was such a small amount. I'm scared to take the shrooms the regular way now because I did such a little bit and I had such a reaction to it. I'm like, if I take 15 of these, which is, I figure, 2 grams, 2.5 grams.
It sounds like you
to
figured
the
out the
dose,
right
I'm-
method. Then.
Yeah. Yeah,
I mean,
that
he
sounds-
asked
Well,
me. He
I'm-
said he was gonna make. I don't remember anything about the lemon juice. I can remember that much. He was talking about like making a tea or a drink out of it, and I was
Yeah.
like, I've done that, and I've just wasted my shrooms with
I
it.
mean, I've had some pretty
Yeah.
good tea before.
But
and
I
it
also
fucked
said
me
make a
up.
peanut butter sandwich, but I never said toast the bread. I never said.
Oh,
toast
you
the
Well,
bread.
I think the toasting was more on
That-
Peeves'
that's
part
all on
because he
Peeves'
knew
part.
he could eat that.
No, he didn't know he couldn't eat that.
No, but he
Yeah,
could
He's
eat.
I was
thinking
thinking-
about
Well,
it.
he
It's
couldn't
such a
toast the
disaster.
He
bread.
started thinking about it, and he toasted the bread.
No, he couldn't
Is-
toast
is-
the bread.
No, I didn't toast it. I just
Yeah.
ate it like regular peanut butter and jelly.
Yeah.
But I realized it didn't matter if it had shrooms in it. I probably can't eat a regular peanut butter and jelly sandwich
Yeah,
anyway.
you'd have
And
to
you
toast
add
it.
dried pieces of wood, which is what shrooms are, to that mix. It didn't make it easier. It did make it easier, man.
You know what I had that was tasty? A grilled peanut butter sandwich.
Well, I think that would be
You
good.
do a little
but see,
butter
now,
on it?
folks, I want the listening audience to understand. We could have told these mushroom stories before the show, and if we'd have told them and we would have done that, and then we would have talked about them now, it would have been like, yeah, I did some mushrooms
Yeah,
and
yeah,
it
yeah.
didn't work out.
It would have been my
but now you
story.
see that both of these stories were fabulous stories.
Were
about,
they? Definitely
I
filled
think they-
time.
Yeah, yeah. What time?
Well,
no.
It's time for my
Nine
favorite part of the
tenths of
show. It's Proving Ground.
we're doing
where
it.
the humor hits the asphalt. We're going to go through some of today's headlines, and we're going to try and come up with something funny to say about them in these last few minutes. So we're going to go over to producer Aster 6 with the headlines. What we got?
I've got some good ones this week, and we're gonna start with the one that made me laugh the hardest.
Okay.
A father drops his child while escaping from an elephant enclosure at the zoo.
Peanut vendors now required a 50-foot radius.
Zoo officials upset. Selfies with elephants cost $5.
Not bad, Peace. Not bad.
Man mistakes adoption office for zoo.
Some elephants are like, "Where's my kid?"
Okay. Scotland approves first cannabis clinic.
Into the microphone, please.
There. I almost said Canada. Scotland approves first cannabis clinic.
No one can understand what they say when they say cannabis clinic.
Whis-
What do you got? Cannabis clinic.
whiskey,
Come on down to this one. Aye.
whiskey sales.
It's your
Can't-
face
I just
fucked.
can't. I can't imagine
It's
a
your
stone
face fucked at the
Scotsman.
cannabis club.
It just doesn't seem right.
They're too angry.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Like I can see there's something about a Scotsman with a pint in his hand, but a Scotsman with a blunt.
Yeah, I just don't trust
There's
them.
never been a
The
Scotsman
fire's
who
way
smoked
more
marijuana.
dangerous.
See,
They're genetically incapable of smoking pot. It turned
please, in your Scottish voice, please say "turn down for what."
Turn down for what?
All right, that's good. Next one.
That's pretty good, yeah. There's a march in Montreal to denounce Asian hate crimes.
All 6 Canadian Asians show up for parade.
Chinatown sees boom in sales.
Asian hate wonders where the
That
love
was
is.
terrible.
There's no Asian hate peas.
Oh, I thought that was his name. It's like a rapper.
He's an.
That's pretty good. All right.
We'll be with Pitbull next week.
In Australia, staff members were found having sex in the Parliament House.
Where they make the cigarettes?
Wait, I thought the Parliament
Doesn't
House
seem
closed
sanitary.
down.
You know, I said the other day that there's no gay people in Australia because they can't tell their top from bottom. Thank you. That's what the machine's for.
It
Because
tells you
they're
when to
upside
land.
down. Because they're upside down.
Oh.
It's
Yeah,
just a country
Wouldn't it
where
be awful-
just this mystical
Wouldn't it
land
be
where
awful
everything's
to be
evolved
canceled
to
for
kill
that
you.
joke?
The animals,
Wouldn't it be
the plants, and the
shame
people.
if we were canceled for that joke?
For
Oh.
that one.
I feel
Making
like
fun of
Sharon
the
Osbourne.
Australians.
For the can we stop the Australian hate, please? That's
That's
next.
a rapper too.
But it's got
It's
the
a group
please.
like Wu-Tang.
Australian hate, please.
It's a Wu-Tang Clan kind of group.
Ain't nothing to mess with. Global shortage of computer chips reaches crisis point.
What will people snack on?
Computer bugs.
It's the
That's pretty good. Israel to demolish neighborhood to build biblical theme park.
One more time into the microphone.
Sorry, my nose is stuffy. Israel to demolish neighborhood to build biblical theme park.
Admission 30
Kentucky
shekels.
declares war on Israel.
We'll show you an arc.
That's our job.
Ken Ham is not.
We had a
kosher.
good thing going for them Jews tried to take our ark and our creation museum. God damn it.
Is that your Ken Ham impression or your Kentuckian impression?
Well,
I
it's
haven't heard
funny.
Ken- I haven't heard Ken Ham
is Australian. You know why it's funny? Ken Ham is Australian. So I wonder if it's just like a chain now. He's gonna have arcs or us, one in each country. There's like a France arc, an Australian arc, a Cambodian arc. He's just gonna go to each place and build his own arc.
Yeah, I can't wait till he build one that floats.
Yeah. Totally realistic. We made it out of concrete.
In 30 days.
Yeah.
Stretched
Yeah.
over 2 years.
Yeah, you gotta be on the
That's
deadline.
what I want to see. I want to see an old 70-year-old, or actually, I guess he was like 200 years old by then, because you lived a lot longer in biblical times because you never got laid. And his 6 idiot sons build this giant ark while a horde of people are trying to kill them and laughing at him. Like, when I've tried to do something and my shitty friends come over to help me and point and laugh at me, it never works out like I get
How
more
many of them
work
try to
done.
kill you?
Huh?
Maybe if
Well,
somebody tried to kill you.
there's been stories we've told him here on the air. There's been people upset with the peas. He's had brushes with death.
A brush or two.
Is that a makeup line?
Is that a
Brushes
band
with
name?
Death.
Brushes with Death.
Brushes with death.
Next week.
And the logo for it is a hairbrush.
On a very bald skull.
Yes.
Yeah. A skull with a hairbrush behind it.
All right, moving on. We got fungus to be used as new faux leather.
Fungus to be used as new faux leather.
Vegan
Jack in the
still
Box.
mad.
Releases new menu item.
And that's Proving Grounds. It's my favorite part of the show, which brings us to my favorite part of the show. It's where Pease tells us that he's going to apologize. It's Pease's apologies. Take it away, Pease.
Well, I know that my apology this week is going to sink right into the hearts of a select few of my listening audience. And those people, I hope that you hunker up close to your radio and you listen closely to the wisdom that Pease is about to bestow upon you with this apology. But it's really a premature apology in the sense that I'm hoping it doesn't sink into your hearts, because this apology is for the people that didn't have the foresight to participate in the X Day 25 that's just 102 days away. And my apology is that, man, we did everything we could on a radio show. We tried to use humor. We tried to use the fear of God. We tried to entice you with staying. We've tried to just tickle your brains with all kinds of entertaining acts and stuff. And if you still can't find the way to get to X Day, I'm sorry, man. I'm sorry for you. I'm sorry that after July 5th of this year, you, the guy or the girl or the gender not assumed person that's listening to our show, you're going to tune in the following Monday, and you know what you're going to hear? Static. Or worse yet, Reverend Fanboy's show. Because the rest of us will have been ruptured up into the pleasure saucers, and we'll be out into space having sex with the sex goddesses or gods, depending on your gender and or preference. Some people will have both. But you'll be sitting there going, God damn, Reverend Fanboy's bad at radio. Where's the Peas? And it'll be too late for you. And all I can say is I'm sorry. I tried to warn you. I, out of the goodness of my heart, utilize time on my good friend and mentor, Dr. Fox's wonderful show, a wonderful forum where we're able to reach out and bestow upon you the tenets and the wisdom of hypercubism. And all I can say is we did our best. We tried to get you to come. We tried to get you to come. And when we leave this plane,
right under
we're
the
not
bottom.
going to think twice about you. That's our show, kids. It was great. I'm sorry if you missed it.
That does bring us to the end of Time for the Show, a production of Hypercube Laboratories. For more information on hypercubism, go to hypercubego.com. This is broadcast every week at freethinkradio.com. Thanks again to Dr. Ellis and Martha Artha for hosting the show. You can subscribe to Time for the Show and catch up on all the back episodes at www.timefortheshow.com. And send your emails for us to answer at email@timefortheshow. Follow us on Twitter at Time for the Tweet and on Facebook at Time for the Show. I'm Dr. Fox. Thank you to Flux Frutenberg, Aster6 in the studio tonight for all their help, and for Pease joining us on the Hypercom. Everybody on the Patreon list. And shout outs to the chat. We got Clay Gould, DJ OHP, Bob Dobberson, Scalpod, Elvis Martini, and Hazel popped up earlier in the Discords. And thanks everybody for tuning in, and we'll see you next week. Stay tuned for Dr. Fox's Chopping Blocks, the show you can't hear on freethinkradio.com.
We are accepting design suggestions for the banana slings for the Hypercube Goys.
Yes.
The Goys, the Hypercube Goys.
The goys. No,
The Hypercube
they're
goys.
genitaliates.
Yeah.
All right.
So if you've got ideas, send them into Fox. Or you can send it to me here in Las
RSVP now.
Vegas.
RSVP now. Hypercubego.com. Click where it says X Day information. It's super easy.